question 24, this question never changes. And this actually isn't a bad one. This question here, or this equation, looks really scary and complicated. But they're telling us that the solution to x, whatever x is actually between 4 and 5. So it could be 4.1, it could be 4.2. And all you've got to do is use trial and improvement, guess, make educated guesses on which number between 4 and 5 actually is the closest to 110. They're going to limit you every single time to one decimal place. Of course, there'll be an answer that's closer, like 4.128, for example, might be closer, but we only want it to one decimal place. With trial and improvement, it's always this. Now, sometimes they don't give you a table. Sometimes they do. Sometimes when they give me a table, I don't like the table they give me, so I rewrite my own one. And basically, what I'm going to do is start off with 4, and I'm going to do what it told me to do. I'm going to cube it. Then I'm going to double it. And then I'm going to add them together, because it tells me to add them here. I'm going to write down the total, and then compare it to 110. I'm either going to write too big or too small in here. So, 4, and if you don't know how to cube something, using your calculator, to get that power of 3, there's this button here. It has an x with a 3. You can also use this one, x and a square, but then you have to press the 3 because it's saying you can put whatever number you want in this place of the square. So then you press equals and you get 64. So that is 64. 2 x's is 8, and if I add those together, I get 72. So that is way, 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 way too low, because I'm trying to make 110. So now I'm going to go with the 5. If I cube 5, I get 125. I double it, I get 10. If I add those together, you can see I get 135. So now it's too big. Right, so sometimes you have to use a bit of common sense here. I'm trying to make 110, so I wouldn't guess 4.1 because it's going to give me an answer probably about 80. 110 is roughly in the middle, so I'm going to go for 4.5. I don't always go for the middle. It always depends on these two answers. So 4.5 cubed, write it all down, is 91.125. Double it is 9, so if I add on 9, I get 100.125, which again is now too low, but we're getting closer. So let's go 4.6. So I'm going to cube it and write all of it down, so it's 97.336. I'm going to add 2 lots of 4.6, and that gives me an answer of 106.536. Sorry, that was 9.2. I forgot to write that in. So there we go. And even closer, but it's still too low. So now what I'm expecting to happen, if I go to 4.7, it should go over 110, which is great. That's what I want to do. And then I just compare which one of these is closer. So 4.7 cubed is 103.823. 4.7 doubled is 9.4. If I add that to my 103.823, I get 113.223, which is now too big. Right, so you can never stop these until you've got to one decimal place. So the difference here is one decimal place, and we've got an answer just below our target, which was 110, and just above. Now all we've got to do is work out which one is closer. So if I do 100, take away 110, this one, I'm just going to change colour, is actually 3.223 away. Now 110, take away the other one, is 3.464 away. So we can see that actually this one is ever so slightly closer. So my answer to one decimal place is 4.7. So when I put 4.7 into this, the closest to 110, well, is 4.7. I could go closer, but they will always ask you to 1 decimal place.